Over 30 years ago, Nintendo debuted the original Game Boy, a brick-sized, pea-green screened, indestructible beast that started an industry of handheld consoles. Sega and Sony would later join this market with their own wildly popular portable gaming devices, but in the end, Nintendo would come out on top of this market they created and defined. Both the oldest and newest in Nintendo's storied line of portable gaming devices are fascinating in their own right. But the Game Boy Advance, the fifth iteration of the Nintendo series, is something uniquely special. The device, released in 2001, has now reached its 20th year and is sought after as a retro console. Retro. When old becomes new, lame becomes cool. The Game Boy Advance and its two variants represent a key point in the history of gaming on the go. The GBA, for the first time, brought a console experience, that of the Super Nintendo, to handheld gaming. An experience that would later be headlined as the primary feature of the Nintendo Switch. Design of Things 2, Portable Panache, the Game Boy Advance. This design was a radical departure from the previous generations of Nintendo handhelds. The horizontal orientation was new. The high-quality plastic used to house the device was not. Nintendo's plastic consistently feels dense and durable. The centerpiece of the design, anchoring it in the middle, is the 2.9-inch screen surrounded by a rounded trapezoidal bezel that gets slightly larger at the bottom to encompass the console's name, Game Boy Advance. More on that later. So why not a rounded square for a bezel? The left and right sides of this border align with the outermost edges of the device, which edges are similarly organic flowing curves. Back to the branding. The all-caps slanted Game Boy branding, with some unique typographical features, such as a joined A and M, and the Y which slightly overlaps and influences the shape of the O. This all leans forward, pointing to, or suggesting movement towards the word advance. Advance, by contrast, is not slanted, rather it is perpendicular, in a sans serif font made futuristic by the inclusion of two unique A's having stylized crossbars. The lack of forward slanting suggests stop, the future is now. Flanking the screen are the buttons and the speaker grille. Start and select, and the speaker grille angle outwards to the edges of the case, aligning with the bottom of the edges of the case and flowing from the bottom bezel of the screen. Though asymmetrical, there is a balance to the design, each element balancing well with a counterpart. The organic nature of the lines extend to the rear of the case. Game cartridges themselves are rounded with an elegant curve just above the branding, an elegant touch that is more than just aesthetic. It serves as a functional notch handle for pulling out the cartridge. And yes, the design was created with function and usability in mind as well. It was more ergonomic than past iterations of the Game Boy, its horizontal orientation and organic shape widening out slightly at the bottom, allowing for a more natural hand placement. The GBA's L and R triggers, a new inclusion in Nintendo's handheld lineup, were natural to use due to this design. The size and weight of the device was perfect for long play sessions, and the battery lasted magnitudes longer than modern devices. Why, may you ask? The bane of this device, the Achilles heel, the iceberg of this Titanic, the flashing red point on the otherwise invulnerable boss. You get the idea. Maybe technology wasn't ready yet. Maybe it was too expensive. Whatever the case, Nintendo included this screen. A screen that even in normal lighting conditions was near impossible to see. But as usual, when there is a design flaw, there is an industry to correct it. lights that plugged into the port on the top became a must-have accessory. The successor to the GBA, the Game Boy Advance SP's headlining feature was a backlit screen along with a new clamshell design. Though the screen was a dramatic improvement, the SP just cannot match the OG in terms of ergonomics, a fact not lost on the huge community today that install backlit screens in the original Game Boy Advance. Until next time on Design of Things.